The employees at Silverbrook Accounting had a running joke. If the office had a Cheapest Person Alive award, it would go to Mrs. Ellen Graves. She was 63, quiet and practical to a fault. She wore the same gray cardigan every week, packed the same tuna sandwich every lunch, drove the same old hatchback that coughed every morning but never quit. When coworkers invited her to birthday dinners, she'd politely decline. When someone collected money for gifts, she'd drop in a few coins. And when a new intern once joked that Ellen probably reuses tea bags, she'd smiled faintly, not offended, not amused, and gone back to her work. People whispered that she was stingy, that maybe she had millions hidden away, that she was saving for nothing, because no one ever saw her spend a thing. But the truth was something no one had imagined. It came out one winter afternoon, when the local newspaper ran a small headline: "Anonymous donor funds shelter expansion for abandoned children." It mentioned that the donor had been quietly paying the school fees of 23 orphans for the last 7 years. The address of the shelter? A rundown part of town, 5 miles from Ellen's tiny apartment. That morning, a curious coworker, Hannah, decided to stop by. When she arrived, she found Ellen in jeans and old sneakers, painting the children's dormitory walls with 2 of the older boys. "Mrs. Graves?" Hannah asked, stunned. "You work here?" Ellen turned, surprised, but calm. "Oh, I help out when the office is closed," she said. "The kids like bright colors, makes the winter less gray." It turned out Ellen had founded the small shelter after her husband passed 15 years earlier. They had never had children of their own, but she had promised him as he lay dying of cancer that she would spend whatever they had left on something that outlives us. She never told anyone, not because she wanted secrecy, but because she believed kindness didn't need an audience. That gray cardigan everyone teased her about? It was warm. That was all she needed, because her money wasn't for clothes or dinners or fancy cars. It was for electricity at the shelter, for school shoes, notebooks, and medicine, for birthday cakes with the names of children no one else remembered. The office found out fully when a local news crew came to interview the anonymous accountant. The footage showed her surrounded by children laughing, tugging on her sleeve, and calling her Mama Ellen. The next Monday, the office was silent when she walked in. No one joked, no one whispered. On her desk sat a small note signed by everyone. "We finally understand where your wealth is." She smiled, folded the note, and said softly, "Good, now let's get back to work. There's still plenty to save." That day, the cafeteria line noticed something new. Ellen didn't bring her tuna sandwich. She bought lunch for everyone. And when someone asked why, she said, "Because sometimes generosity starts small and it grows. Because real richness isn't how much you keep. It's how much light you spread quietly without needing to be seen."